dímelo, mi gente, ¿qué es lo que? You already know this is Punch, Drunk, Boxer, a.k.a. Mr. Mo, Shine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. Happy Domingo, my friends. You already know November 5th, we're going to be having Zurdo Ramirez versus Dimitry Bivol. Dimitry Bivol, the guy that upset Canelo Alvarez. El Rey Canelo Alvarez, the pound-for-pound king at the time. Canelo Alvarez. Y'all already know Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Que Te Fuck Out of Here, man, Canelo Alvarez. Yes, gonna be fighting Triple G as well. But, y'all remember when Zurdo Ramirez was calling out Canelo Alvarez several years ago. Wanted the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez around that time stated that he doesn't want to fight Mexican fighters. Now, I believe that Zurdo Ramirez is in a very, very special position to get the fight that he's been wanting for. Because if Zurdo Ramirez beat Dimitry Bivol, the man that upset Canelo Alvarez, if he beats him, and I think he's the underdog. I think Zurdo Ramirez is the underdog. But if he beats Dimitry Bivol, then the primary fight, to be honest, the fight that people's going to be calling for, because right now people are calling for the Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, another Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And look, Zurdo Ramirez didn't like when Canelo Alvarez said that. They probably could understood what he said, but nah, he didn't like it. He didn't like it. Zurdo Ramirez, remember, said, let's hope that he wants to make the fight to give the fans a good fight. Fill up the Azteca. Because fights between Mexicans are wars inside the ring. What he says is absurd about refusing to fight other Mexicans, because the fights between Mexicans are always wars inside the ring. People want to see them. And as a fighter, you have to fight the best to be the best. Now, ain't nobody saying that Zurdo Ramirez is the best. But if he beats Dimitry Bivol in November 5th, trust me, the fans, and especially Los Mexicanos, mi gente, will be calling out for that fight. Be calling out for that fight. Look, if Canelo Alvarez wants that get back with Bivol, he could get it, but it just wouldn't be the same energy. It wouldn't just be, because a lot of people are going to be calling Zurdo Ramirez. I'm going to tell you like this. The Zurdo Ramirez fight, like I said, will be probably the primary fight for Canelo Alvarez that the fans are going to be asking for. Even the primary fight, even a harder fight with a better fight than the David Benavidez. In terms of interest, in terms of if you want to shame Canelo Alvarez, like a lot of people like to shame Canelo Alvarez with certain opponents, Zurdo Ramirez will be that guy. Zurdo Ramirez has been very outspoken in fighting Canelo Alvarez, and so David Benavidez. And I believe that this time, David Benavidez, look, if Canelo Alvarez beats Triple G, I got Canelo Alvarez whooping Triple G's behind. Stopping Triple G, retiring Triple G. But after that fight, the Mexican fans, I believe the Mexican fans, boxing fans, Latino, everybody, la raza, Zurdo Ramirez and David Benavidez is going to pin Canelo Alvarez in the corner. If Zurdo Ramirez beats Bivol, they're going to pin Canelo Alvarez in the corner in a way that Canelo Alvarez can't get out of. If he does not fight either David Benavidez or Zurdo Ramirez, I'm going to tell you like this, the Mexican people will be questioning the heart, the testicular fortitude of Canelo Alvarez. And let me tell you something about the Mexican fan base when it comes to the sport of boxing. Balls, pause, heart means a lot for that community, means a lot for that culture. People don't want to hear that Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to fight Mexican fighters. When you got Zurdo Ramirez, if you beat Dimitry Bivol, and you got David Benavidez waiting in 168, that we all know in 168, David Benavidez is the biggest threat. The biggest threat, more of a bigger threat than Plant, Saunders, or Smith. Now we all happy that Canelo Alvarez went one by one, stopped these guys one by one to capture the undisputed legacy. Canelo Alvarez is arguably the best Mexican fighters, the Mexican fighter ever. Probably the best fighter today. The best fighter today. And of this generation, he's has separated himself from his contemporaries. But I'm going to tell you like this. If Zurdo Ramirez goes out there and take care of Canelo Alvarez dirty work, and when I mean dirty work, I don't mean that Dimitry Bivol is dirty. What I mean by that is that when he fought Bivol, a lot of people felt that Canelo Alvarez was going to beat Bivol. There was a lot of people out there that even felt that Dimitry Bivol was a cherry picked. So if Zurdo Ramirez take care of Dimitry Bivol, it actually messes up Canelo Alvarez's plans to just go right in and go fight rematch with Bivol, because the fans gonna be like, no, sorry, Canelo Alvarez, we don't want to see that. What we want to see is you and Zurdo Ramirez, and then Zurdo Ramirez will be in position, be a champion 175, and he can't run away from, because it's one thing. You saying that you don't want to fight David Benavidez now. He got nothing to offer. Zurdo Ramirez will have something to offer. Zurdo Ramirez will have the same thing that Sergey Lipinets, I said Sergey Lipinets, what Sergey Kovalev had that you chased, and what Bivol had that you chased. So don't tell me that when Zurdo Ramirez has something that you wanted, now you don't want it because Zurdo Ramirez got it. And I'm going to say this. I don't really agree with Canelo Alvarez saying that he don't want to fight Mexican fighters. I could understand it, but I don't agree with it. You know why? Because if you're really looking after your Mexican counterparts, if you're looking after your Mexican, the up-and-coming Mexican stars, and I understand that he don't want to fight them and beat them and then lose their progression, lose them in becoming something that he is. You know what I'm saying? I understand what Canelo Alvarez is saying, but you got to understand this. That when Canelo Alvarez, when you fight them, you giving your fellow Mexican the biggest payday, and you giving your fellow Mexican the biggest opportunity and a great opportunity to take care of the Mexican family. Because when you're fighting Plant, and I understand this for the Undisputed, but I'm just saying this, when you're fighting everybody else, when you're fighting Bivol, you helping Bivol and his family out. So I say this, you want to look out for your Mexican fellow Mexican fighters. It's not for you not to fight them. It's for you to fight them and look out for them. That's the way you break bread in boxing. Just like when Mike Tyson fought his friend Clifford, remember back in the days, and he said, I fought him because he's my friend. You remember when Deontay Wilder fought Luis Ortiz? I fought him not because I had to, but because Ortiz needed to take care of his daughter like I had to. You know what I'm saying? So if the good thing about Canelo, the good thing that Canelo Alvarez should do is fight fellow Mexicans, because it also helps out their Mexican families. You also help out your Mexican brother in this line of work. Esto un trabajo. This is the sport. So fight Zurdo if he beats Bivol, or fight David Benavidez next.